Good evening and welcome to our show. I am Kamau Kujichagulia, and this is On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia. And what we do each week is that we bring someone on to interview so that you can get to know some of the people that are affecting a difference here in the city of Trenton, New Jersey. For those around the world who are listening, tonight we're going to have a newly elected South Ward councilperson, Jenna Figueroa Kettenburg, but she hasn't come on right yet. But she'll be here shortly. What happened was, we scheduled this meeting, and then we all figured out that they had a council meeting. They started council meetings on the 1st. Well, I don't know if it was the 1st or probably on the 2nd. On the 2nd, and that they also have on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tonight being Thursday, she had her second council meeting today. So she should be joining us in a short while. Now, before she comes on, let me first bring on Michael. Come on here, Michael.
What's up, Pop?
Happy New Year to you. Oh, I forgot to say Happy New Year to everybody. God, this is 2020.
Happy New Year.
And it's a brand new year. Hopefully, it's kinder, especially to me anyway, than
to me too.
2022. Being a family, we had a rough family experience last year. Very rough.
We did.
So hopefully, and Dana's testifying to that. So hopefully that 2023, if she tells me that her 2023 is starting off much better than 2022 ended. But anyway, we pray and we hope that as the year goes on, that it gets good and stays good, not just for us, but for everybody. You too.
Please.
Yes, by all means. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, Pop. What's going on?
They have they have a new city council, but the elections aren't over with yet. On the 23rd, I believe it is. We're still having Happy New Year, Janice. Nice to see you.
Janice. That's Janice. That's my coworker.
Okay. Hey, Janice, what's up?
What's up, JJ?
And what was I saying? What was I talking about? Yeah.
The elections.
Oh yeah, council. Oh yeah, we have more elections on the 23rd that will bring in 3 more council people. Next week we're going to have, they've broken up into slates. It seems, like where's my paper at? Where's my Nubian news over here? It looks like Yasminelli, Jazzy Edwards, and
Jossie.
Yeah, okay. And Cristo Feliciano have teamed up against Ty Wilson, Kaja? Is it Kaja? Kaja, Manuel, and Alex Bethay. And it looks like the first 3 leading out with Jazzy, they're in cahoots with the mayor. And I guess the other 3 are out of cahoots with the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm for the other 3 because you know what? Last council, during the last council, when we had the last council, people criticize Kathy McBride and Robin Vaughn for holding things up. But I like dissent. I like people to dot them I's and cross those T's.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I like somebody to say, whoa, dot that I,
Exactly.
I like that. So I mean, smooth running is good if what is being run smoothly is good.
Exactly.
And I'm not terribly happy with what happened during the I was going to say the past 4 years. I'm not terribly happy with what happened during the past 40 years here in Trenton. Because it's been a downward slope for 40, 50 years here in Trenton. And I haven't seen any of the any of our elected people really doing anything to make that much of a difference.
I understand.
You know, so there's been no innovation. There's been no like moving. I guess there's been steps forward, but let me give you an example. We went down, we were having a parade, the parade of 2023 on Juneteenth. On Juneteenth, we're going to have a parade. And we went down to City Hall to file our permit papers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a $5 charge for a permit or something like that. And they don't take cash. They don't take checks. Well, maybe they take checks. I don't know. They don't take credit cards. They don't take debit cards. So we had to go out and no, they don't take checks either. We had to go out and get a money order. Come on.
Antiquated.
2023.
Antiquated.
Come on.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, you go in the office, and I remember this distinctly because people were talking about this when Gutierrez first came into office at the payment system in the city. And he had 4 years to institute it. How hard is it to institute a swipe?
A payment system.
Right. How hard is that? I mean, when, with the Nubian News, if I go out and somebody wants to give me an ad, I just plug the thing in my phone and swipe their card.
And that's basic. And
Very
it's like,
basic. That's
basic. And if you can't handle that basic task, how can you run Trenton?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
So, I hope and I pray whoever gets on council, that they demand more than what we've gotten in the past 40, 50 years.
And people that's just going to go with the flow and go with what the mayor wants, they're not the ones to shake things up. They're not the ones to do things differently. They're going to do things the same.
It's okay if they go along with the flow, if the flow is good.
Exactly.
But if the flow is the same as it's been for 50 years, then I'm not too cool with that.
Right.
So we shall see. We shall definitely see.
No.
Okay.
So what's up with Miss Kettenburg?
I don't know. I mean, she won the South Ward Council seat. I know she ran 4 years ago, and she lost that one. But this year she came out on top, which is a good thing. But the whole election process is suspect to me. Very suspect, because well, at the first election, everything was just messed up. Everything was messed up. And then we have a city clerk who says that these people won. And then the judge overturned him and said, you don't know what you're talking about, And then in the North Ward, we have Williams, who won supposedly by 1 vote. I don't, I just don't. I don't. This is the first time I've ever questioned the outcome of an election here not just in Trenton, but at any time.
It's that bad, huh?
Yeah, to me, it looks ugly. Now, I don't know if it is ugly or not, but to me, it seems ugly. Right. I think we demand more. We should have more. But
exactly. We should have much more, but we do things the way we do things here in Trenton.
And it's not just Trenton.
It's not just Trenton. It's not just Trenton.
It's the United States, Why do you think the system has been this way for 40 plus years? Oh shit, yeah. Okay. I think the reason that the system has been this way for so long is because 50, 60 years ago, Trenton was a majority white city, and ever since the late 60s, early 70s, it's become a majority. It became a majority black city, and now it's majority black-brown city with the Latinx
Hispanic
population. So I think that, white supremacy is always a problem. Always a problem. As always suspect. So and being the capital city, you would think that the democratic powers would make sure that their capital was kept up, but they're not. They haven't. I mean, for 50, 60 years, they have not done that. Now, I happen to believe that has to do with a white supremacy problem, not a racist problem, So
that's a tough conversation. I mean, do we want to go deep?
Yeah, I always want to go.
I mean, the problem is white supremacy / white people. It's the same thing to me.
Yeah, well, that's who runs white supremacists, But anyway, we have our South Ward City Council person here, Councilwoman.
Hello. I'm so sorry I'm late. Blame it on Pastor Armstrong. He kept me late on another podcast. I'm so sorry.
That's quite okay. I know how my pastor can be. He's a great guy.
It was wonderful, though. It was worth every minute.
That's good. That's good. Now, you're the new council person that's my son, Michael, over there. I don't know if
how you doing, Miss Figueroa?
Hi, Michael. How are you doing? Very nice to meet you.
Doing well. It's nice to meet you also.
You guys were getting into a very heated conversation, I saw.
Yeah, we were. We had that question about, we were talking about city of Trenton actually being on a downward spiral for the last 50, 60 years. And a question came in as to why. And so, I have opinions about why. So what do you think about that? Or do you even think that the city of Trenton has been on a downward trend for all these years?
To not think that it's been on a downward spiral, I would have to have been living under a rock for the last few years. Yes, absolutely, it has been on a downward spiral. Poverty has gone up. Crime has gone up. Our education in the schools has gone down. And it's been problematic. We are not as focused as I believe that we were. I've been here my whole life since I was born here in 81. So growing up here, just seeing what my neighborhood looked like in the 80s and the 90s as to what it looks like now, it's problematic, but not only problematic, it's utterly sad. There's no sense of care. We've lost social standards in our kids and our youth. We've lost social skills. We've lost the will to motivate. And quite frankly, I think that, these things have just been lost with, the development of social media, more technology, and lack of respect. And I think that, there's not enough interest for entrepreneurs in the city of Trenton to kind of understand what their role should be. I don't think that a lot of the entrepreneurs don't have the background to own these businesses. And I think that systemically, it's in nature that they're not given the education as to how to own and run their businesses successfully. And I think that a lot of the system is set up for folks to fail.
Yeah, that's sad. It's very, very sad.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Now, this is the second time you've actually run for council, right?
Yes, this is my second run for council.
And this is your first successful run, right?
This is my first success one. It's the only one that counts. Absolutely.
How's that feel?
You know what? It feels wonderful. It's crazy because in 2018, the late Rafael Valentin was the one who presented the idea to me. I had no interest in politics. All I knew was that I loved my city. I never left. I went away to college, but even when I was at Rutgers, I would come home on weekends and bartend while I was in school. When I started my career in 2004 as an investigator with the Public Defender's Office, I went back and got my master's degree, and the entire time I would bartend. I'd work promos. So I was always a hustler. I made the decision not to leave the city. I invested in my house. I used to admire this house as a kid. I'm only a block away from where I grew up on Lamberton Street. And out of nowhere, without any planning, I just said, you know what, I'm going to buy that house. I had no instruction. I had nobody to tell me, how to do it. I really didn't have any money saved up because I wasn't planning to buy a house. So all the money that I had made either went to my education or, vacations and things of that nature. I just knew I wanted to be a career woman at the time. So when he came to me with the prospect of running for council, naturally, because I'm a very honest and transparent person, naturally, I was like, so what do they do? What does city council do? What does that entail? What are you asking me to do? And, I jumped right into it head first and literally had maybe 4 or 5 months to run. It was like out of nowhere. I was, somebody known more as a socialite and just worked hard. And I like to enjoy life. I went from that prospect, people knowing me in that way, to, wait, what are you doing? You're running for politics now? So I can understand the kind of like, wait, from people like, Jenna, what are you doing? So, and that was my learning curve. That was my meet and greet. That was my way of getting to know how many wonderful people are really in the city, how many people do so many amazing things. And it's just natural to me to be open and want to get to know people and be friendly. But I'm also an investigator, right? So I've been an investigator for 19 years. So I'm also a good read of character. So I think the two things combined really helped me moving through. A lot of things happened in the last few years. I lost my father right after the election in 2018, and that was my rock. My mother suffers from severe dementia and my sister has Down syndrome. I became their caregivers. But I also advanced in my career. So I'm no longer a field investigator. I'm now, an executive director. So it was just a decision that I had to make. Like, do I make this sacrifice, kind of take away from being a caregiver to my family? Because really that was the only sacrifice I can't really take away from my career, right? So do I do that and proceed and run for office again, because that takes a lot. Mm-hmm. And, I was blessed to have a wonderful person into my life that, we have known each other since we were kids, and it just happened. And he's been a blessing. He helps take care of my mother and sister while I was out being able to knock on doors, attend events, get to know people, and, really educate myself through this process. So the fact that I won is still kind of resonating. It's still kind of like, wow, I really did it. Because my opponent, threw a lot, everything, including the kitchen sink at me. And I really just had to be headstrong and rise above and, just keep working for the people and just keep moving forward and, staying in my mind, like what I'm doing this for and why.
And you got it done.
Exactly. And I'm thankful. I'm blessed. And it feels great. It really does. It feels Jenna, like a relief that now Jenna, we get to do the work.
Good. Well, Jenna, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
You won in South Ward. What are some of the things you're going to be working on in the South Ward?
So, to understand, I guess, so a lot of people don't really pick apart the districts within the wards, right? So we have 4 wards in the city of Trenton. And if you think about it, okay, if you grew up in the city of Trenton, right? You grew up and you go to elementary school in your ward, right? I mean, in your district, within your district, inside your ward. And then when you go to junior high, there was 4 junior high schools, right? So then now you're going to junior high school with everybody within your ward, all districts. And then they put you in high school. Now you're with everybody in the city of Trenton, so everybody is sort of divided. So that same divide applies within each ward and the districts. So there's 9 districts in the South Ward. So I'm in District 2. I'm my committee person. I'm my District 2 committee woman for the Democratic Party. And I know that in my district, I'm on Lamberton Street. People always speeding down the street. We have a high crime rate on the 500 block to the left of me, which is where I grew up. We have the prison right here as well, which takes away from our population. So we have these issues, but those issues are not the same issues as, say, District 8. District 8 is over there along Layler Street. It's much cleaner, neater. People have front properties. There's more homeowners over there. So their issues may be, we need 4-way stops, or, my neighbor 2 streets, two doors down, they keep putting their trash out too early. You know what I'm saying? So knowing all of the districts within your ward is very, very important. So what I've accumulated in both my run in 2018, my run this time, and talking to folks, you know, and incorporating also what I know that the South Ward needs. We need higher security in some of our high crime areas. You know, we need more security. You know, I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but we do need more police officers because we need the presence. But we also need to remand the relationship between our officers and our public, our residents, because the respect needs to be on both sides. Okay, to be given respect, you need to receive respect. So, and I think that a big detriment to that level of respect is the fact that we can't get enough police officers within the city of Trenton. So we have to go outside the city of Trenton, bring people in who are not familiar with Trenton, already have a stigma of what Trenton is. They only come here to work. They don't have a relationship with the residents. They don't treat them the right and proper way. And then they go home to their suburb outside of this municipality. I think that is a severe problem. So we need to get into some of our residents, some of our Black and brown kids, you know, get them into the mentality that police officers are not all bad. But in order for us to change that trajectory, you all need to get into that seat. You all need to put yourself in that position. You all need to be the one to help change the negativity behind police officers. You all need to teach the residents, teach the people that not all police officers are bad. You know,
police got some work to do, right?
The police?
They got a little bit of work to do, right?
Oh, they got a lot. And that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to get these police officers in a headspace to, one, treat the residents with more respect. But, you know, it's hard to do that when you're bringing officers from outside the area into an area they're unfamiliar with that's already been stigmatized. You know what I'm saying? That is hard. They grow up in Hamilton or Freehold or Lawrenceville or whatever, where they already have this negative connotation about the city of Trenton. And now they come in and work. How do you think they may be treating the residents? How do you think the residents are looking at them? Because they don't even look like them. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that needs to be addressed. You know, we obviously.
That? How do you intend to address that? So
to understand it, back when Corzine was our governor, Corzine gave us 47, I think it was 46 to 47 million dollars, you know, in state aid. Okay, that was dollar for dollar for taxpayers, you know, tax monies. When Chris Christie came into office, he gave the city of Trenton $6 million. That drop is more than drastic. And that was when Tony Mack came in. That's when we had to lay off, 105 officers. That's when we had to lay off how many city hall workers, city employees, and things of that nature. And the city just fell apart. What would you expect to have happened at that time? We have never recovered from that to this day. What do we get? Like 26 million? Because we're still not getting dollar for dollar for our tax dollars.
Let me tell you what, when Christie did that, he had a Democrat legislature that approved that. Okay? And it's been Democrat governors and legislature ever since then. So why haven't the Democrats changed that narrative?
Right. So, I mean, I guess if you could say that it's easier to have a drop in the monies for a city that's already failing than it is to increase monies for a city that's failing. So
what are you going to do to change that? What do you?
So we have to show confidence. Right now, we are under the MOU. While we are under the MOU, we are at the behest of the state of New Jersey. So until we show confidence as a city council in the city of Trenton, until we start stepping up and actually making sound decisions, making sound budget decisions, and making sure that we are questioning what's necessary, then we're not going to get that level of respect. And we're not going to get the monies because we have not shown that we know what to do with the budget. You know, the previous council dragged out approving budgets for months and months and months. They would hold council meetings that would last 8 hours and not get anything done.
So they would change that?
We already have. I mean, it's early. We only had 2 meetings, but our first meeting was an hour and a half. Today's meeting was 33 minutes. We got everything done that was on the docket. You know, and it's because we're already, as a council, now there's only 4 of us so far. We're still waiting for 3 more to come on, but already as a council, we're communicating with one another outside of council. We're talking about what's, what it is. We're doing our own research. We're coming together and say, hey, you know what? I read this, I researched this. This is what I came up with. What are your thoughts? So we are making sure that we are understanding everything that needs to be understood before we come onto that dais in front of the city of Trenton. We are not trying to embarrass the city of Trenton. We are trying to make sure we are asking the right questions. Nobody is rubber stamping anything, and we are just getting the work done that we need to get done.
I understand that you that the council elected Harrison as the president. Now, is that an interim presidency or is that permanent?
No, he is the chair. He is the interim chair.
Okay.
So he's the interim chair, and Teska Frisbee.
People.
Absolutely. And Teska Frisbee is the interim co-chair. Okay. We have 3 council people still coming on. So the decision for president and vice president at that time will be made once they come on.
Okay, that's good. I was wondering about that. Because we were saying that's a horrible way to start, just going like that. But I'm glad that.
No, I mean we needed to elect leadership, and he was the only incumbent. So that was the right thing to do. Okay.
Now earlier you were talking about the police, getting more police into high crime areas. Now, like when Corzine, you were talking about that $46,000. The police still were on the street even back then. I mean, every administration, every election, people talk about putting police on the street, and that never happens, or it happens for a couple days or a couple weeks, and then it goes away. How is that going to change?
Well, I mean,
you're right. We do need police in high crime areas. The little kids know where high crime areas are, so I'm sure the police do, but they're never there.
Absolutely not. So, I mean, we need better direction, but at the same time, if we don't have enough police officers to have them walking the beat as well as responding to crimes that are going on in the city, then how do we change that? Unless we're getting the money that we deserve in the city of Trenton to make sure that our police officers and our firefighters are getting their due, that they need to run an adequate police department and an adequate fire department, then we have to make do with what we have, and that's unfortunate.
So what are you going to do to make sure we get this money?
That's what I'm saying. We have to show competence. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's not maybe not even happen with this council. It may happen with the next council or the one after that. But we have to show competence.
No.
You don't think so?
We can't afford to wait. That's what I don't.
Well, no, we can't afford to wait, but let's be realistic. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen overnight. The governor's not going to say, oh, you know what? Oh, you have 7 new people. Oh, you guys are absolutely competent at this time. Here you go. Here's everything that you're due. Because in reality, we're owed over $50 million per year. We're not going to get anywhere near that. So I don't know what the mayor's going to ask for. I think he's probably going to ask for like $35 million, which again, that's less than what we got from Corzine all those years before. It doesn't make sense.
If we're due $50 million, why not go after the $50 million?
Because they're not going to give it to us.
Okay, well then they don't.
And I agree. Let's ask for. I agree. Let's ask for what we're due. However, you have to understand what the city of Trenton is perceived as by the state of New Jersey. They don't even want to deal with us at this point, and that's sad. We have to change that trajectory, and it's not going to be changed overnight. It's going to be changed step by step.
I'm not that person. I'm not that person that well, we might get it then. I'm the person that I want it now.
I get it, but we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. We can fight for it, or we can fight for it day and night, but we have to be realistic.
Okay, so what's the process?
Again, show competency. Get the budget passed. When our directors come in, make sure we're holding them accountable. Make sure the proper directors, the proper people in the directors' positions.
Has that started?
Absolutely. We just passed the budget today. Absolutely. We passed a cap today. Absolutely.
What do you mean you passed the budget today? How
we passed the budget that was older, that was from the previous administration. I mean, the previous council. We passed what they wanted for spending. It was already from the previous year. So they hadn't gotten it passed. We got it passed. We got passed the cap as well today.
And does that include more police?
That was not. That was what from before. This was from before. Okay, we don't have something new yet. That doesn't come until March.
So wait a minute. So this
We're
is the budget
doing
that
old
was
work.
supposed to be passed last March?
Not last March. Yeah, it was in the middle of the year, but yeah.
Really?
We're doing the business that was not done. That's how far behind we are. So, right now we are just trying to play catch up and then do the work that we need to do. So we are trying to be innovative as well as playing catch up.
Well, real quick, what did you guys accomplish today at the meeting?
Today, we just passed the resolutions and ordinances that were on the agenda. We reviewed them, we put them on, we put them in on Tuesday and we passed them today. We had public comment both Tuesday and today. So these things that were sitting, they got done. All but one thing did not get passed because we did not have quorum to vote on it. But other than that, everything else got done, which was good. I think there was maybe 12 items on the agenda. They all got done.
So
Between ordinances and resolutions.
Okay, what were a couple of them?
Oh my God, off the top of my head, don't do that to me.
I'm not going to put you, don't worry about that, Ms. Figueroa.
Don't do that to me.
So are you saying that the citizens of Trenton can come down to city council and ask questions of the council?
Absolutely, they always could. There's always public comments. Now they can't ask questions that they're going to get an answer to, but there's public comments.
Oh, well, so we can just comment. We can't get answers to questions.
Right, but should we choose to answer the public comment when we have our civic comment, then absolutely. But no, there's no questions. We ask the questions, but the public can come and have public comment.
Of who?
What do you mean who?
You say you ask.
I mean, public comment can be directed to the administration, could be directed to council, could be directed to the congregation, could be directed to anybody in the room. But it's your comment, it's your opinion, it's whatever you want to express.
So we don't get answers.
When you can get an answer, like I said, it's up to the council to answer. And when we have, civic comment back, but no, there's no direct questioning by the public.
Huh. Okay.
That's not my rule.
Okay. Whose rule is that?
I don't know. It's not mine.
I mean, the council makes up the rules, right?
That's part of the Faulkner Act. It's part of the Faulkner Act. Okay. That's what we call in the city of Trenton, the Faulkner Act.
I've always thought about white supremacy, racism. And the Faulkner Act is one of those white supremacist rules that I've always questioned because that takes the power away from the people. I mean, these laws were made when white supremacy, when racism was the thing in the state of New Jersey. Before black people had a vote, before brown people had a vote, that's when the Faulkner Act was done. So now, but it's already in place and it's controlling what's going on today. And as black, brown people, we may not agree with that, but it doesn't matter because that's the Faulkner Act. It's in place. I've always hated that because there are many laws like that in America, many of them that have been developed and passed when racism, white supremacy was just ugly, still ugly. But so now that we have a voice, it doesn't matter because it's already been answered for us. You think you can address that?
We can always address everything. The laws can be changed. Laws can definitely be changed.
Okay. Well, we shall see. I don't expect that law to be changed because every time I talk to people, they always go back to that's the Faulkner Act. I don't want to screw the Faulkner Act. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's not Trenton.
Right. That's above my pay grade.
Right. So how's your relationship with the mayor?
And my relationship with the mayor is just fine.
That's good. I mean, you were saying that before you even get there, that you discuss these amendments and bills and ordinances before you get to council. Do you discuss them with the mayor also?
I have not discussed anything with the mayor ahead of time. No, I discuss things with my colleagues.
Okay. But I mean, is that on the table?
Yeah, I mean, council can discuss things with the mayor, absolutely. But I haven't. I prefer to discuss things with my colleagues.
Okay.
If they want to, if they want to discuss with the mayor, they can. I'm sure there'll be a time where I may want to discuss some things with the mayor. And that's fine. I haven't crossed that road yet, but so far I've only discussed things with my colleagues.
Okay. Very, very good. Very, very good. Well, I hopefully that things work a lot better with more competency, so that we can go from there.
So the word for the evening. Yes.
Because, when you're deprived of 40, 50, 60 million dollars every year,
Absolutely,
that affects the quality of life for everybody in the city of Trenton.
Agreed.
So we need to get that money back. Okay.
Yes, and make sure that we're utilizing the ARP funds that we have that are earmarked until 2024. There are things that we could spend that money on. So make sure that we are in the administration's ear as to what we want to spend that money on, what it can be utilized for. So absolutely, that money's there to spend. I think there's like 35 million left that has not been earmarked yet. So we need to definitely make sure we're spending that money.
Now, does the council earmark that, or does the mayor earmark that?
The administration earmarks it, but we can put things on the table and present them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
I mean, we have a lot of parks that need to be revamped. We have money that we could put into our educational system. We have money that, we can put into some other investments that would just improve quality of life here in the city of Trenton. There's a ton of things. We have a lot of abandoned buildings that need to be taken down, and new development going up. So a lot of this funding, ARP money cannot be, used for actually everything, but there are things that it can be used for that we need to actually do our research and, put in our bids for what we would like to improve the quality of life and, some things in the city of Trenton. This is just free money that we need to use.
We're planning on having a parade for Juneteenth this year.
Okay.
Can that monies be used for a parade? Because you know what I found out, I was talking to people who, like put on the Puerto Rican parade and the other was it Ecuadorian parade. And they're telling me that the city is charging people $30,000, $40,000 to put on these parades nowadays. What is that about?
That is a question I'm not going to even attempt to answer it for you. I'm not going to pretend to know the answer. Okay. Yeah, I know that there are fees for having parades in the city of Trenton. I know these organizations raise these monies on their own because I know that they have to pay for police officers. They need to pay for, equipment through the police officers. They need to pay for city employees to be there. So there's a lot that goes into it that the city does have to provide.
That's what I'm talking about, that 30
right. So
yeah,
that's what that money's for. Now the ARP money cannot be used for that. No.
Because I tell you, years back, when we used to put on parades, the city donated all that stuff to us. You know what I mean? The city, the school system, they just donated. We might have had $1,000 bill at the end of the term. So it's just strange to me that it has changed so much. I mean, when people are putting on activities for the entire community, and the city is just the city basically is saying, well, we really don't want you to do that. We're not interested in that. But anyway, like you said, that you can't answer that. But I thought I put it in your ear.
I'm taking notes. I got you.
Very good. Let me here's another one for you to take note on. Our school system. Right. Trenton has had a horrid school system for 40, 50 years. And you know what bugs the junk out of me? We get awards for our school district when we're still failing 80% of our kids. We get awards for excellence, and 80% of the kids are not passing the state test. What the heck is that about? What city council going to do about making sure that our school system gets better?
I mean, we have people who sit on the school council as liaisons, from the city council, and their job will be to bring back information to the council so that we can come up with solutions. The school board gets so much money from the city of Trenton, annually. I'm not sure off the top of my head what that budget is.
Right.
But other ways that we can help, we need our city council to be completely involved and bring those ideas, bring those problems back to us so that we can try to problem solve. Absolutely. I think that's very important. As a product of the Trenton school system, from kindergarten up to Trenton High graduate, I understand how we have been failing systemically over the years. And it's really, really sad. As somebody who thrived and wanted to learn all the time, I think that there were a lot of programs that were offered back when I was in school, and I graduated in 99. We had an Excel program, we had Gifted and Talented, we had the National Honor Society, we had sports programs, things like that. I was involved in all of it, anything that they had, anything you threw at me, I was eating it up. So, I think that they're working on that, bringing those things back. I have a younger cousin, a Latina that's in Trenton High right now. And, she does the news and she has the student seat on the school board right now. And I'm very proud of her. And I'm proud that she is standing up and making those moves. And I'm proud that, she looks to me as her inspiration, somebody who grew up here too. And, we're making the best out of what we have, You give lemons, you make lemonade.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not an answer, putting a Band-Aid on it. No, but being aware of it and just trying to, make those changes and trying to, even if it's just being a role model, like to my little cousin, I'm a role model. You know what I'm saying? So, she wants to be better because she sees me being better. Now she lives down the street from me, like I said, a Latina. And she's like, oh my God, my cousin is the first Latina councilwoman. That's inspiring for folks. And we just need to make sure, that was one of the reasons why I never left Trenton, is because I wanted to be that. If I could have been that for one kid, one young woman, one young man, that was enough for me. But now it's not. I want to,
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I want to inspire more and more of our youth, to just keep moving, never doubt yourself. If you're thrown into the fire, bring your extinguisher out and do what you have to do. Throw some spit on there. Do what you have to do. Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, very
good.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Well, my sister, it's been great speaking with you. Michael, anything else?
Miss Figueroa, congratulations again. Good luck in doing the work that needs to be done, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, and thank you guys for asking me all the hard questions. Love it.
We didn't ask you the hard ones yet.
Save that for next time, okay? Save that for next time.
So much that you came on. You're a new council person.
Thank you.
That, and that you're willing to share with the people who listen to us. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. We respect that. And
also that I'm willing to admit when I don't know something. I'm always willing to learn. I'm never gonna try to BS my way through anything. I have no shame in saying, you know what, I don't know. Let me get back to you. So yeah,
that's great. Well, good luck.
Okay? Thank you.
And I'm gonna come down one day and ask you all a question on council.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, not ask a question. I'll give a comment. How's that?
There you go. There you go.
Thank you very much for being with us. And
thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Keep doing what you guys do.
Will you come back?
Absolutely.
All right.
If you don't remember, I was on your show in 2018.
I remember.
Okay, exactly. And that was just as much fun.
Okay. All right.
I'll definitely be back as long as you invite me.
All right.
Take care, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Councilwoman.
All right. Bye.
Well, that was outstanding. That was exciting.
That was a good one.
Yes, it was. It was.
I like Jenna.
I think she's going to do a pretty darn good job. Much better than the other South Ward councilman did anyway. He was a trip, that one.
Okay.
Mushal or something.
George Mushal.
Yeah.
He was there for years, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, once you get in, incumbents usually stay in, which is in some cases a damn shame. You know, because we've had people in Congress who have been there for 50 years. You know, I think there should be a time limit. You know, you can't do what you got to do in 10, 15 years, then you probably ain't gonna do what you got to do
in 20.
And so I think we ought to have a time limit. Cause I don't like old people being up there. You know, old people are old. Shit, they got problems.
Traditional. I mean, they just traditional, set in their ways.
You know,
change happens though.
Well, hold up. Slow down.
I'm not you, Pop. You different. you different. Don't even not you. No.
See what I got to put up with y'all? See what I got to put up with? Okay. Next week. Oh yeah, next week. There's the election for council at large is going to be January 23rd. Next week we have Ty Wilson, Alex Day, and who? Kajay.
I believe Kajay.
Kajay Manuel. They're running. I guess off the slate, off the mayor, off the Democratic slate. You know what I mean? But that's the way it seems like. But you know, I'm not all that much about voting anyway. You know, especially Democrat, Republican, because from what I've noticed in my lifetime, is that it really hasn't made that much difference if one of them was in there. You know, for black people and brown
not
people,
at all.
Basically, same difference. You know,
not at all. And every 4 years, we vote for the same thing.
Especially in New Jersey, because New Jersey has always been controlled by Democrats. Always. 70 years anyway, they've been controlled by Democrats. So that means that everything that has come our way in the past 70 years is because of Democrats. And we consistently go out and vote for Democrats. And I'm saying
consistently.
What the
and
hell?
It makes no sense.
What the hell?
No sense whatsoever. You know.
And if we voted for the Republicans just one time, the Democrats would say, "Oh shit, we got to do something to get them votes back," and then we can go back and vote for Democrats. But at the same time, the Republicans are in. They're going to want to do something to stay in. So they're gonna kowtow to us too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But as long as Democrats know that we're gonna vote for Democrats, regardless of whether they punch us in the mouth, kick us on the butt, or whatever, they don't have to do nothing for us. And
they don't have to do anything.
Nothing. And
I don't know. I just wish we would just unite and leverage our vote.
Yes.
You know, as a group of people, you know, other groups of people, they leverage their vote to get what they want. Yeah, I don't understand why we don't do that.
I don't care about them other people. You know, I care about what we do. What we don't do. Damn, we don't. And people want us to go out and vote. And when they say that, they say go out and vote for the Democrats. That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
All right. And I don't want to vote for Democrats. Democrats didn't kick me in my butt for too long. You know? Yeah.
No.
Anyway, so next week we got Ty Wilson, and Alex Day, and Kajay Manuel. Okay, I haven't met him. I love Ty and I love Alex, so we'll see. I love them. Some of them on the other slate too. You know, so
yeah.
I would like to have them too, but you know.
Alex is a good conversation.
All we can do is invite and ask to come on. We can't drag them on. You know, we keep inviting the mayor. We keep asking the mayor. You know, that's all we can do. You know, you don't want to come on. You don't want to come on. He don't want to talk to you. He don't want to talk to you. What can I say? That ain't my fault.
Why don't he want to talk to me?
I don't know. But if he comes on, we'll ask. Okay. Shall we go?
Yes, I think it's about that time.
Thank you very much. Good night, Dana. Until next week. Good night, everyone. We appreciate you. We love you. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia.
On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia. Good night.